We are not asleep. We are not stupid. We are not apathetic. We are tired. The kind of tired that doesn't come from lack of caring, but from caring so much for so long that your body starts treating the news like an injury it can't keep bleeding from. So if you've been quiet lately, if you've been scrolling past things you used to scream about, if you've been staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. thinking, what is the point? I need you to hear this clearly. You are not weak. You are not crazy. You are not alone. You are a human being trying to live inside a country that has turned reality into a rotating door, a new scandal, a new disaster, a new headline, a new betrayal. And then the next day, no consequences, no accountability, just a new performance on the same stage. And you start to wonder if morals are just decorations now, if laws are just suggestions for the poor, if truth is just a flavor of the week. Let's tell the truth that people avoid saying out loud. A lot of Americans aren't silent because they don't care. They're silent because they're grieving the version of America they were taught to believe in. The one where justice meant something, where institutions weren't a joke, where public service still sounded like a calling and not a con. And grief doesn't always cry. Sometimes grief looks like numbness. Sometimes it looks like sarcasm. Sometimes it looks like, I can't do this today. Sometimes it looks like checking out, not because you've given up, but because you can't survive another moral injury to the soul. And then there's something even heavier than grief. Shame, not guilt, shame. Shame is the feeling that you are the problem, that you should have known more, that you should have acted sooner, that you failed your children by not stopping what's happening, that you were tricked or hopeful or busy or broke or exhausted, and now the bill is due. Shame is a thief. It steals your voice. It steals your breath. It convinces you to sit down when your spirit was built to stand. So let me say this like a hand on your shoulder. You don't have to punish yourself to prove you care. You don't have to bleed out emotionally every day to be righteous. You don't have to stay in a constant state of panic to be awake. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be heartbroken. You are allowed to be disgusted. You are allowed to be overwhelmed. But you are not allowed to surrender your conscience. Because here's what they're counting on. They're counting on you thinking you're too small. They're counting on you thinking you're too late. They're counting on you thinking it's pointless. They're counting on you thinking the machine is invincible. They are counting on you turning your moral clarity into personal despair. And I know that temptation. I know the urge to say, fine, let it burn. I'm done. I know the desire to retreat into your own life and just protect your peace. But listen, there is a difference between peace and sedation. If your peace requires you to stop caring about other people's children, if your peace requires you to shrug at cruelty, if your peace requires you to make excuses for the indefensible, that isn't peace. That's an anesthesia. And America does not need more numb people. America needs its people back, not the perfect people, not the flawless people, not the people who have it all figured out, the ordinary people, the ones who work and parent and try and fail and still love, the ones who pray, even if they're angry while they pray, the ones who are terrified but show up anyway, the ones who feel like they have nothing left and still refuse to become cruel. Because that right there, refusing to become cruel, is a form of resistance nobody can buy. They want you feral and fractured. They want you isolated and ashamed. They want you convinced your neighbor is your enemy. They want you consuming outrage like junk food while they quietly sign away the future. But something is happening reminding me that the soul of this country isn't dead. It's wounded, and wounded things can heal. If they stop being gaslit into believing the pain is normal. So hear me. It is not normal to live like this. It is not normal to be lied to and then mocked for noticing. It is not normal to watch the rules bend for the powerful while the rest of us are told to be responsible. It is not normal to be asked to accept corruption as a personality trait. It is not normal to call cruelty strength and conscience weakness. If you feel sick of it, that sickness is your integrity still working. That nausea is your humanity refusing to die. And if you've been waiting for a sign that you're not crazy, waiting for a moment when you can finally say out loud what your body already knows, this is it. Your exhaustion is not evidence that you should quit. It's evidence that something is terribly wrong. So we do what humans have always done when empires get arrogant. We remember our values are not whatever the loudest man says they are. We remember that patriotism isn't worship, it's responsibility. We remember that democracy is not a brand, it's a practice. We remember that a nation is not a flag or a leader or a party. A nation is its people, and the people are not property. And I'm asking you now, not for perfection, not for endless rage, not for burnout activism. I'm asking you for one brave thing. Come back to yourself. Come back to your moral clarity. Come back to your voice. Come back to the part of you that still knows right from wrong, without a committee's permission. Start small if you have to, but start. Speak when it's easier to stay quiet. Tell the truth when it would be safer to laugh it off. Hold the line in conversations where cruelty is dressed up as just jokes. Refuse to dehumanize, even when you're furious. Refuse to surrender your soul just to feel powerful for a moment. Because the real revolution in America has never been violence. It's been conscience. It's been ordinary people deciding no, not in our name. And if you can feel it, if you can feel that low, steady roar in your chest right now, that's not hatred. That's love. Love for your kids. Love for your neighbor. Love for the idea that humans should not be crushed by greed and lies. Love for the future you still want to exist. So let them call you dramatic. Let them call you too much. Let them call you whatever makes them feel safer in their denial. Because history never thanks the comfortable. History thanks the people who stayed human. And we are still here. Not asleep, not stupid, not defeated. Wounded, but awake. Tired, but not owned. Grieving, but not gone. And when enough of us stand back up, quietly, steadily together, they will learn what every arrogant system learns eventually. You can't rule a people who have returned to their conscience. Not forever. Not anymore.